Okay, and welcome back to An Author Plays The Sims, a kissing book author, no less. So, I know this feels like this channel has become a Sims channel, but I thought I would tie this into my books a little bit. What I'm going to do today is a little different. I'm going to play for a little bit and tell you all about a book that I have coming out on June 27th. And then, if the situation on screen is interesting enough, comment on what Fern Seedling is doing. Real quick, let's check her neighborhood. I turned on, or not her neighborhood, but all the households in the world. I've added some of my own Sims. Clearly, this is a world that like a base world that I created that has a lot of different characters in it. And it's just a standard save file that I use whenever I start a new game. So, like, these are all people that I've put in there. And so I do use the this little feature here, the neighborhood stories, because I love it. For a while I tried dies and accidents, but it just got too heartbreaking to hear, like some beloved Sims character died while mountain climbing. I'm like, that's just too much. So what I have on for everyone is friendship changes, leave a career, romance changes, retire from a career, and join a career. I don't have clicked on have a baby because that does happen anyway. There are pop-ups where other Sims may ask your Sim for advice, like, should I try for a baby? And if your Sim says yes, then they do actually have a baby. I've noticed this. So even on my save, which has no naturally having a baby, like they're not just going to have a baby randomly, but if they ask you and you say yes, they do have a baby. The move in, move out got really annoying because there are some not in the world Sims townies that I don't want going in the world. And I really don't want the rando townies who, sorry EA, have terrible clothing choices. And why is it that all of the men, the male presenting Sims in that come naturally with the game, just like these NPCs, that all the men have like these very narrow shoulders and all the women have these wide shoulders, like, a linebacker. Nothing against that. I love a strong woman, but it's just like a characteristic that they all have. I don't understand what's going on here. Really weak upper bodies. I don't know. Is that EA's way of doing a microfeminism to make all the women look like they could bench press all the men? I have no idea. Anyway, I just don't want those townies moving in because they have terrible fashion choices. I mean, there's got to be some way to write into the code that, like, they just use some of the standard outfits. There's some outfits you can choose that are already like pre-put together when you're creating a Sim. Why couldn't they set it up where they just take from those, pull from those? I'm sure it could happen. Anyway, rant over. And I don't, why is this not saying enable? Oh, let's change this. Everybody should be able to have a cat or a dog. Absolutely. Oh, poor Sims. I didn't have that enabled. Why? And then there's a few Sims that I go in and I change. I have like 3 houses that I change one thing for. The Chestnut Ridge ones, in particular, I allow them to rescue horses because those lots are set up for horses. I hate it when like they rescue a horse and like they live in, Glimmerbrook and their house isn't set up for it. It's bad enough that they can rescue cats and dogs or adopt a cat and or dog, and then they don't have a bowl for them. So if I happen to be in their house and they have pets and they don't have that stuff, I put it in there for them. I feel so bad for these virtual pets. But anyway, I always allow these 3 guys to adopt or rescue a horse, and then I check on them to make sure they haven't rescued like 10 horses. Well, they can't rescue 10, but they could rescue like 7, and that would just not be good. So I turn it off eventually. All right, so we've done that. We're all good. I said I wouldn't make this all about Sims, but now I'm going to do it. Thanks to my ability to not save for the future, I have purchased most all packs, and definitely all of the packs with a world, because I love these worlds. My all-time favorite is probably Solani. Just the beauty of it. Like, I love to just have my sim walk around in it and experience it. It's so beautiful. But Brindleton Bay with all the animals is great. Mount Komorebi, absolutely adore. Um, Him Bagley obviously is a big favorite, and they all very much reflect kind of places that I'm familiar with. So it's really cool. Like, obviously San Sequoia is kind of a stand-in for San Francisco, which I love. Um, I've been to places that very much remind me of Tartosa, of Moonwood Mill, Evergreen Harbor. It's Chestnut Ridge, and definitely Tomarang. So I just love it. And Ciudad Enamorada, I love absolutely. Um, Great job. I think it's great. I love all the different things they pull in, the cultures and things like that. It's really fun for me. Let's go here. Let's go back and go to Fern and see how she's doing, which wasn't very good the last time we left her. Hopefully we can help her out. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about the book I have coming out. These loading screens, nobody likes them. Nobody. That's the one good thing about Moonwood Mill. It's the closest thing we have to an open world because there's so much area that your sim can explore while being on one lot. But if you go from lot to lot, it's a loading screen. But it's the closest to an open world. The closest, I think, at least in my observation. You can go and do a lot of things and not leave your lot. Good golly. Here we go. Items removed. Yeah. Full disclosure, your girl has Wicked Whims in her, mods folder because I'm a spicy author. Come on. Yeah, I take it out for this. I know that there's like a streamer mode and there's things you can do to make it safe for YouTube, but I'm just too lazy. I just take it out of my mods folder and call it done. All right, so here we go. Wait a minute, is this more? She needs, it's spoiled. Oh, Lord. I don't know what's going on here with her. Let's check her needs. Anyway, I'm going to just, do what I do and talk to you about the book. So the book that I have coming out on June 27th, it's sci-fi romance. I don't know how many people are into that sort of thing, but I absolutely love to read and to write those things. Hold on a second. I'm going to see if there's something green here. Pale green. Is there a dark green? No. Okay, we'll just go to the pale green then. Go and do that, girl. And so it's set in it's set in a future. So, Earth is no more. Everybody refers to it as old Earth. It's generations and generations ago, humans left it. And they're kind of spread throughout the universe. And humans aren't viewed very kindly by the rest of the universe because they're known for colonizing, essentially, taking over places and kind of making it their own. They tried terraforming on some moons and planets to make it more hospitable to them and to shape it more to what humanity was used to back on old Earth. And some of it was successful, some of it wasn't. They are living in what's called Alliance territory. So this is, think of it, because I love to steal from the best, think of it kind of like a better version of the Republic, right? There's no fight, there's no need for Jedi to come in and restore things or to, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I'm going to full disclosure, I'm more of a Star Trek girly because of the positive view of the future, but we'll move on from that. So they are this kind of, it's a government and a military and all the things you'd expect from a government, but each planet, each group of each race of aliens, they have their autonomy, right? They have their own governments, but they've all joined together under this alliance for protection, to ensure that everybody has what they need, that sort of thing. So the alliance isn't this big baddie. So I want to say that up front. They're not a big baddie. They're just basically bureaucratic. and they like to tell people what to do, but in not too bad of a way. There's not any kind of friction there. Um, and so, but humans, like I said, they're not doing too great. And oh my gosh, Fern is starting to stink, and I don't know how I'm gonna get her clean. Um, because I'm trying not to make her leave like Henford on Bagley. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be bad. Let's name a rabbit to distract from her stink. Um, and so and humans have kind of settled in with other alien races too. So humanity isn't what we think of it now, right? It's even more diverse and even more split apart, so to speak. Oh, poor Fern. She's like, I did it. Now can I have a shower? Um, let's see if this one isn't spoiled. Can she eat this? Oh, nope, that's just trash, baby. Oh, golly. I am so sorry, girl. Let me get her some food. Oh, no, she can't. Oh, stand up then. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Who knew? Taking care of a sim and talking at the same time is just so... Have a quick meal. Have some yogurt. Oh, golly. You need to make some money, girl, so you can get a shower. Free money? Oh, do I do this? Hello from the other side. I'm going to have to say no, because this is kind of a rags to riches. Oh, this hurts me. Okay, maybe we can do some selfies and get some money for a shower. So like I was saying, humanity is it's kind of a mix, right? Like not everybody is doing as well as the other, and some of them have blended in with other aliens, so they're not 100% only human at this point. But anyway, our main characters. So this, and to give you a little more of a background on the series, it's a series of interconnected standalones. So you don't have to read them all, to understand what's going on. It does help for your kind of reading enjoyment and understanding of the worlds and what's going on. But you don't have to read them all. But this group of humans have joined together because they were living on a space station. They all kind of got there in different ways. Some of them were worse off than others. Their situation was more desperate, right? And their space station was... No, I don't want to travel. Their space station was falling apart. And so the Alliance came in and said, we got to decommission this thing, but we're going to give you a space vessel that you can go around and look for, ask the other Alliance territories, like if they want to give you a home. And we also promise that even if they don't give you a place to stay, you'll get help from them. You'll get like refueling, you'll get supplies, all that sort of thing. And they have been limping along for quite some time because the vessel isn't that great. And, they are in kind of dire straits. And Theron, that's the name of the planet they've reached. It's the kind of their last resort, because Theron is on the outer reaches of Alliance territory. Beyond that is kind of not uncharted, but really uncharted to Alliance. But obviously, there's other things out there. And so they're desperate, and they're refugees looking for a place to stay. So in the first book, this character, she's a human named Roselia. Because her ability to speak universal, which is the common language amongst all alien races, she's better at it than other people on her ship. And no one really kind of likes her. She's an outcast, even amongst the outcasts. But because of her ability to speak this language, they've made her a sort of ambassador. She mans the communication system. She's the one who interacts with anybody on the outside. And so because of that, she is the first person to be taken in by the Tharani people to see if... Why do they keep telling me items removed? Girl, I don't know what's going on with you. Let's talk to some people. We're stinky, but let's. Oh my goodness, Olive Spectre is gonna like puke. Ugh, come on. My bushes. The bushes need attraction, introduction. Oh, that's right, because she's open to everybody. Just say hello. Okay, Fern. I know we're feeling awkward and stinky. Brighten her day. We don't want to ask about tarot because Lord knows that tarot card is gonna just read us for filth right now. Let's gossip. So she's the one who's chosen to be the representative for all the refugees, and it's a very strange thing for her because she's used to, being in the background. She's an outcast. She's a little different from everybody else, and she doesn't feel like. She doesn't have the confidence, right? But she wants to do it because she's there with her parents. Her parents are with her. And you know what? We're going to go to the bathroom here and take care of some things while we can. And so, dude, get out of my bathroom. That's the bathroom I chose. Sir. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. Girl. Sorry, we interrupt this book promo to help this poor lady go to the bathroom and like wash up a little. So she's chosen, and she's really unsure about it, but she's super concerned about getting her parents a place to stay. She loves her parents very much. What is this? No, we already used the turlet. Wash your hands some more. Yeah, brush your teeth, girl. I know you're stinky. Wash your hands a bunch and maybe that'll help. And so that's her main goal right now. And she finds out that one of the best ways to stay is to marry somebody. And so that becomes her goal. Obviously she feels bad about it. She feels like she's using this person, this potential person, but at the same time, she's desperate and she really wants her family to be safe and secure and have a place to live. She's worried about her parents' health because the conditions on the space vessel aren't great, and so for her it's really about her family. She's very family oriented. She feels a duty to them, but in a good way, right? The male main character, he feels a duty to his family, but in a bad way. They're really horrible people. His dad very openly cheated on his mother. His grandmother is conniving, and it's just not a great situation. And on top of all of that, girl, she wants to flirt with everybody. He's a married man, miss. And so he, as I was saying, on top of all of that, his father has amassed a lot of debt, and so it's kind of on his son, Thomas is his name, to pay that debt. And he doesn't want to, but he knows that this is his way. He's got to stay in good with their political structure and their societal structure in order to get what he wants, which is to be a politician so that he can make some positive changes in his society. Oh, she's feeling good. I'm just gonna let her sit here and talk to these folks just naturally, let her do her thing. And so he's kind of in a bind, but what he really wants to do is become a politician and make some positive changes for some of the people in their society that are overlooked. They're called the unrecognized. I don't want to get into too much detail because, read the book, man. But also because it's just too much and I'll be talking for too long. But anyway, so they really feel, and he feels a duty to marry as well, but to somebody that his conniving grandmother has chosen, again, to retain his standing in society, to retain the power and the ability to, be friends with influential people to get where he wants in his career and achieve these lofty goals. So they both feel a duty. They both feel like they're both very family oriented, but in very different ways. For her, it's love and loyalty, and true, family. And for him, it's a matter of, I got to put up with these mother lovers. So, I'm going to do what I got to do, right? Until I can be powerful enough to just, do what I want to do. I feel like this is an episode of Explain a Book Poorly. But anyway, in terms of the story, it is a sci-fi romance. So there is the kissing, because I write kissing books. It's not super spicy. There is spice. It's not as spicy as some other books. So just putting that out there. And that's not a choice. That was just the characters. I have characters coming along in later books in the series that the spice level will be higher, because, that's the character. And these particular characters, it didn't call for that. So that's how I determine the spicy level is, what is the story saying? What am I trying, the story am I trying to tell? And what are these characters like? And these particular characters, they would not be ones to, just jump into bed quickly. So anyway, that is me explaining a book badly. I'm going to let Fern go back to her home. She looks like she's doing okay. She's got, most of her needs decent. We're at almost, now she's angry. Girl, why is she angry? Irrational hatred for the sun from the high maintenance trait. Being a super pale person myself, I have a completely rational hatred for the sun, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, thank you all for listening and for playing along, and we'll talk to you soon. But in the meantime, go read a book.